many albums. The recognition part is changing. Hers is a story of raw talent and determination. Thanks to both, she is making it on her own.
May your heart always be joyful. May you always sing that good old time.
Patti LaBelle doesn't just hold a note, she holds it for ransom.
I love the fact that I had to come up the hard way. If it was given to me on a platter, I might be a real little witch right now with a capital B.
LaBelle has the kind of talent that isn't easily categorized, so she struggled for most of her career under the second-class record company slot of rhythm and blues.
A black female performer is always thought of as an R&B singer and R&B singer only, and she's only thought of basically is to perform in black clubs, black theaters if there's such a thing, to perform for only black audiences, and to sing as people call black music.
How do you feel about a system that's set up where you spend 20 years slotted as rhythm and blues?
How do I feel about the system? I think the system sucks.
If you had the exact same talent you've got, only it was behind a white face, would it have made any difference?
Yeah.
What kind of difference?
I would be a superstar.
Do you believe
I
that?
think, yeah.
Why?
I think so. Because I would have been accepted faster, I think.
She never had that kind of image development or image building, which goes hand in hand with a superstardom.
Billboard magazine critic Nelson George, the record industry's authority on black musicians.
The best singer doesn't always make the biggest star. If you compare Diana Ross's voice to Patti's voice, Patti's just a much better singer.
As a child, she describes herself as a strange, homey little bird, a shy, unhappy girl who used to sing to herself in the mirror. By 16, she'd found the Bluebells and hit the road. It was a rough one. They bought their wigs and wardrobe at Walgreens, sometimes pocketing as little as $9 a week for full-time work. It was the 60s, a time in America when more than television was black and white. Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells would sing in places that wouldn't serve them.
It's like having to have the sardines and the, canned tuna in my bag for survival, and also traveling in the South when we couldn't get, in certain restaurants. I mean, you had to have that your little doggy personal bag. But even, not only that, it was sometimes the money that we made. We didn't have enough to buy proper meals.
Did you ever just want to quit, discouraged?
Once, just once. It was snowing in New York, and we were like at a standstill, and I said, I'm going to give this stuff up. Honey, I went outside, and that snow hit me in my neck, went down my little cheap coat, the neck of my coat, got under my boots, got inside the boots, and I said, I'm going back.
But she stuck with it, and with the group. In the late 60s, they transformed themselves into a band called Labelle. They had one big hit, and flamboyant costumes you couldn't miss.
That was just to gain your attention. They didn't really know how to categorize us at the record company, so we had to do something for ourselves. So we said, well, we better get a gimmick.
Her talent has almost worked against her to some degree, because she's so talented that people have tried to do all kinds of things with her. They never quite knew what she was.
Laughing, crying, all the way to the night-bird
LaBelle might have been a breakthrough group if they'd been able to stay together, because a lot of things we see in music today, from Grace Jones to Madonna, to some degree, the outrageousness of what LaBelle was doing was ahead of its time.
We scared a few people, but...
Did you?
Yeah, a few, because after we did that, I mean, they really didn't know how to categorize us then. We scared ourselves out of a contract, I think.
By the mid-70s, Patti LaBelle knew it was time to sing solo. But after 7 years and 8 albums, she still had no consistent following.
I can't always blame the promotion guy or the record company. It could have been my choice of material or the way I sang it. Maybe I wasn't pleasing that many people. I'll take some of the weight.
She decided she needed more backup than just a band, so she opened a clothing store in her hometown of Philadelphia, putting her combination of grit and grace into business. You've been quoted as saying that you opened the store so that black women would have a place to shop without being followed by security guards.
I do get tired of going to stores and people stopping me, not stopping me, but looking at me funny and, you know, and asking me if I want to be helped before I want to be asked.
Because they figure you're shoplifting?
Yeah.
When her big break finally came, it was not on a record, but in a movie.
It was about pouring that whiskey. Made that soldier lose his stride. So keep on drinking, soldier, getting married. She ain't got on.
She played the blues singer in A Soldier Story, giving many white audiences their first glimpse of her ability. Next stop, a song for the film Beverly Hills Cop, her first recording to hit the stores, not being marketed as rhythm and blues.
Know where I'm going and I know what to do. I tied it up in my point of view. I got a new attitude.
Her attitude wasn't new, but the attitude toward her was. After 24 years of trying, she was suddenly hot enough to host her own TV special. Older and wiser, Patti LaBelle took control over the show. When you had your special, did you incorporate people like Cyndi Lauper so that you wouldn't be slotted toward a black audience?
Yeah. Everything on that show was deliberate.
If you're lost, you can learn and you will find it. But time after time, I will be here.
Is it still a necessity for a black woman vocalist in the 80s to drag in a white singer so that a white audience will watch?
It is necessary. Sad, but it's true. But I didn't mind dragging. People say dragging because Cyndi, I love her voice. Now to me, she's just a singer. She's not a white singer.
And Patti LaBelle is no longer solely a black one. Her records are now sold to all audiences.
I like the child. Yeah, I do too.
She's produced and promoted with a first-class pop budget, and the record company's already spent more than $1 million putting out her latest album. The strange, homey little bird is now making her nest in the big time. Patti LaBelle is almost where she's always wanted to be.
I want to become a household word where little babies, 2 months old, can say, Patti LaBelle.
How will you know when you made it?
I guess when people will just mob me.
Hi, everybody.
I want to be around people. I want people to come up and ask me for autographs. I want to be bothered.
Is it frustrating to know that if you had a white face and the exact same talent, it would have happened?
It's all right. It's all right. I really don't mind now. Because like Martin Luther King said, I've been to the mountaintop. I have. I just haven't gotten over the rainbow. And when I get over it, you'll know it. Because I'm going to literally fly. And I'm just going to fly.
Or on radios across America.